So there's bite one. So what I'm doing today is I'm just going to flip these docks, and I've got a screw lock, and you know that could have been one that long or one that long, but I just want to mark enough bites that I feel like if I look back at the end of the day, I want to be able to look into a pocket and say, okay, there was one bite in that pocket, stay out of there, or there were 7 bites in that pocket, let's go back through there. So that's one, that's a start. Who knows what that was, but that's a start. By the way, that's a 3/16 tungsten weight on 15-pound cigar fluorocarbon, and obviously old blue flake power worm, old Tacoma special. All right, that's bite number 2. That's the next dock. That's good. That's solid. And both of them thumped it and swam with it. They weren't, you know, they were both bites. They were both largemouths. Now, whether they were little largemouths or largemouths, who knows? So it's interesting. I'm way back in a pocket. I just started. I'm in Lowe's, and the water's cooled off 79.7. I think it was 83 and change when we were here last Sunday. It's cool this morning. It's not going to get up to about 84, I think, the high today. And yesterday, I think it was 82. This is just a big flat pocket, but I am seeing a fair amount of bait. And I just saw an eat back there off that point, real shallow against that grass, and I spooked the fish right up there off the edge of the grass. So, fish may have made a little move in the last week. Sure would like to keep getting bit like I'm getting. I don't know if that's trash fish or chasing back there. What I do like about Toledo is there's plenty of stuff in the water, a lot of junk in the water. Old fence, old boat ramps, and there's just a lot of stuff in the water here. You never run out of places to fish. Well, that's crazy. I thought that was a carp up there, and I threw to it, and it is not a carp. It's a dadgum decent largemouth. It's boiled on. No, 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 sir, no, sir. Move, 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 Tony. Oh, he's got hooks all in it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. That dude, all the way in the back of this creek, up there in that shallow grass, I thought it was a carp, and I just pitched up there, and he moved. No, stop it, stop it, stop it. Wow. That's surprising. Huh. I don't know if you could see that or not, but I'm all the way in the back of this pocket, and in literally that much water, I see a fish up in that shallow grass. And I mean, I can see it. It's a carp. And it's a 3-pounder. I'd bet you everything I have in the boat that was a carp when I saw that happen. But that's either a great clue or a total curveball to mess me up for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna get a frog out and fish the rest of this stuff back here real quick. There was a bite along the edge of that grass and swum out with it, and I could see him. He might have been a keeper. He was 12 to 15 inches long. I mean, he was in. I can see the bottom. I can see the bottom where that fish was. That was smoke. I'd really like to see this fish. I had one bited on the corner of that dock and from all the way out here. He was moving pretty fast. I don't think it had any size to it, but that's my 5th bite this morning, and it's 9:18, and I got a little bit of a late start. So that's 5 bites and probably barely 2 hours of fishing. You know, we've seen one, and it was obviously a good one. 15 pounds in this tournament will easily get paid, unless something crazy's happened. Last weekend it took 20.8 to win a 2-day championship here, so fishing's really been tough. Hey, everybody relax. Everybody relax. No. Stella, no. No. Now just look at him. You don't have to bite on him. Just look at him. Oh, no. No. So I just picked up a little Spro crankbait. It's a crawfish, and got a little purple in it. I don't know what the color is. I don't even know where I got it. But that's 2 bites there, and maybe 20 casts. Now, granted, they're Kentuckies, but I've got something they're reacting to at least. At least the Kentuckies. I'm not going to do anything with Kentuckies here. Hey, Chris. Hey. That isn't 50 feet down that bank further. So I'm all the way in the back of another one of those flat pockets. And this is so strange. There's a big brush pile laying under the back of that dock, and I flipped on that brush pile that's probably in 3 or 4 feet of water and didn't get bit. And I turned around and pitched over there on that pole to the right of it that's probably in 2 feet of water and had one about 2 pounds. I got a pretty good look at it. Just swum out there and just hold on to it, not turn it loose. And actually took my power worm. So by the way, what I'm doing is throwing a 3/16 ounce weight, but I just use one of those little center line screw locks and just tie my bait on there so that there is absolutely no chance of accidentally catching a fish. And it's amazing how often you can do what I did just then, which is get a bite and pull that fish to the top with no hook and get a look at it. I'm a long way. I'm in Lannan now. I'm a long way from where I got bit up in Lowe's this morning, but there's so many docks in here. I'd really rather come up here because there's just, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of docks up here. We're in Lowe's, there's maybe 50. So I'm gonna keep poking around in here and hopefully I can get bit some more. No. This will get us off. No, Stella. All of us. A bunch of his buddies with him, though. knew there was a better fish back there. Now I kind of wish I hadn't stuck this dude. Hey. No. No, Stella, sit. Hey, knock it off, you two. Move. Did you bite him? Stop it, Bo. Move, Stella. Thought he missed it. He smoked it, and I thought he missed it. And then my line was moving. That's a solid 2-pound fish. Knock it off. No, ma'am. That is a solid 2-pound fish back there. Knock the shadow in. You may wonder why I'm dropping waypoints on something like that. What I want to do is, I don't have the best memory, and I fished a lot of places today. I want to know at the end of the day, I can look at the map and go, all right, there's only one waypoint in that pocket, or there's 5 waypoints in that pocket, so that I know I want to go back to those pockets that had a lot of waypoints on them. I think there's more than him. I think there was one with him when he swam by the boat, so there may be a little wolf pack back here that I might sneak back in here tomorrow and catch a couple of. I promise you I will have a pop-R tied on. Actually, it's not a pop-R, it's a yellow magic. Back to that video with Albert and Glenn. I don't even throw a pop-R anymore. All I throw when I'm throwing these is pretty much a yellow magic. Yep, see, he's still back there. And that's another decent fish back there. I thought there was more than just him back there. I'm back over in Lowe's, and I'm on one of these more main lake docks, and I just had what I'm gonna guess is a good fish swim off with it. It just weighted up and was just heavy. It wasn't in any hurry. Usually that's a better fish. So I think that's a good sign, because over here there's not enough of what I got bit on over there. There's only a handful of those docks, so it helps to get bit out here on these, for sure. But again, that dock is 12 feet deep on the end of it. And they have the end of it brushed like crazy, and I got bit up in one of the stalls in 4 feet of water. Fish are not deep right now. I don't know what's going on, but they are absolutely, for me, they're not deep. They're up shallow. Excellent. I got bit on that one too. I didn't feel like that was a thump and he pulled on it. I don't think it was any size, but it was a bite on another main lake dock. That's awesome. Those 2 dots will remind me to come over here. I would think I would have remembered this anyway. Alright, so that's a wrap on Toledo practice. You know, I spent last weekend out deep looking and just didn't get bit. And I fished a very, very little bit of my time last week. Shallow flipping docks, and had a couple of bites and caught a couple of keepers and saw another keeper and caught another keeper off a shallow piece of structure. So today I spent my day flipping docks, and I probably had I'm going to say between 12 and 20 bites doing it. I got to look at several of them and their keepers. 2 of them I felt like maybe were decent fish. Just dump it and wait and just hold it and, you know, swim a couple of feet, not take off with it. And then I had a couple of topwater fish that I caught that were, as you'll see in the video right here, actually. Let's do that. that whopper plopper fish, I would have bet you a whole big sack of money that was a carp when I saw it come up. And then this fish, that fish, I caught that little fish, and then I saw what I thought was probably a better fish back in there, and I threw back in there and caught that one, and that was a solid 2-pound fish, which with what I got in practice. I'm sitting literally on 40th place. I had a tournament, the first tournament of the year, one of the first tournaments was at Rayburn, and I was on what I thought was a pretty good group of fish for the Costa, and I stayed off of them, and I caught a limit, but I didn't catch much, and that's why I'm all the way down to 40th place. Was one, actually I hadn't really caught them at all this year, but that certainly hurt me. So anyway, I've got to catch a little limit of some kind to hold and move up and make the regional, and that's my goal here. I didn't put in enough time over here to have any chance at winning this unless I get absolutely lucky. But I know I'm not going to catch a big stringer flipping those docks. Now, having said that, when 20 pounds caught one last weekend, I certainly think, for 2 days, I certainly think I can catch 10, 12, 14 pounds flipping. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a couple of top water baits kind of at the ready next to me, and probably a little crankbait, but mostly I'm going to flip that power worm. I'm also going to have a Senko tied on to fish some of that shallow stuff, but that's my game plan right now. I'm probably going to just start right back over here, right straight across in Lowe's, and feel the day goes and see where the crowd is. If it gets too crowded, I may run up to Lannan. If not, I'm going to stay right in here. I'm not going to burn much gas. I'm going to spend my time flipping docks. So that's my plan, and I hope it works out for me. The dogs are about to jump out on me. We're just going to go fishing and see what happens. So there we go. Fingers crossed that I can execute and get as many bites tomorrow as I got today, and that there's some keepers mixed in those, because certainly some of those are going to be short fish. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. If you don't subscribe, please do subscribe. I'll probably pile these together according to how much tournament footage I get, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.